Hello dear friends and welcome to Unacademy UPSC Current Affairs. So today the topic that we will be discussing under current polity of the day is the model code of conduct, because the local elections, that is the elections to the local governments, the municipalities and the panchayats, took place very recently, and there were some incidents of violation of model code of conduct. So based on this current affair, we will be discussing about model code of conduct in detail in this lecture. So first we will be looking into the current affair, we will see what has happened, and then we will come to the conceptual part. And under the conceptual part we will discuss what is model code of conduct and how does the violation of model code of conduct happens, who are the authorities who enforce the model code of conduct, and what are the different other features or what are the important concepts related to model code of conduct. So once again, welcome to Unacademy UPSC Current Affairs, and I myself Joicy Joy with you in this series. Every day we'll be having this series at 9 p.m. So keep watching and keep supporting. So let's start. But before that, a little bit about the UPSC Civil Services Examination and also about the courses that we provide at Unacademy. So as you all must be aware, June 27th of 2021 is the proposed date for the UPSC CSE Prelims examination, upcoming examination. So it's just 6 more months remaining for your exam, and it's high time that you start your preparation. And here we are there to help you through this journey, to sail through this journey, and let's crack it together. So a little bit about your examination, even though you must be knowing about it, little bit about it. About 10 lakh aspirants apply every year, but out of this 10 lakh, those who find a place in the final list is just 0.09%, which is around 900. So only 900 of the aspirants who make it up to the final list. So what the exam demands is discipline, smart work. I'll say smart work rather than hard work. Smart work, discipline, and consistency. So these are the few things that can help you reach your final destination, that is into the final list of the UPSC CSE of 2021. And the first part, that is smart work. So here we are there at Unacademy to help you do this smart work. Discipline and consistency should come from your part, but we will help you to do this smart work. How this is possible, the smart work? There are 20 plus subjects, 100 plus books, and the examination, and you have very limited time left with you to clear this or to complete the syllabus. So here comes the need for smart work, and we are here to help. We have designed a 6 months crash course, GS batch course for the upcoming 2021 batch, that is 2021 examination, and it is Let's Crack UPSC CSE 2021 with the champions. So this champions program, it will be a 6 months crash course, and which has started on 15th of December. You can still join this program. So the highlights of the program, we will be completing the GS syllabus for prelims, the prelims test series, the live classes which will be around 500 hours, free PDF material, study material, structured schedule, doubt clearing sessions, and these will be handled by the top educators in India who will handle the classes. So this is about the champions program. Again, apart from the champions program, we also have 6 months batch course for the UPSC CSE prelims, which starts on 21st of December, and it is available bilingual in Hindi and also in English. Here also you will be getting full syllabus coverage from top educators, prelims test series and analysis, free PDF material, dedicated doubt clearing sessions and interview preparations. And we also have long-term batches. So long-term batches are for 1 and 2 years. It is for 2022 batch and also for 2023 batch. So these long-term batches, it will be available in bilingual Hindi and English formats. You can plan and you can join for any of these courses according to your convenience. And apart from this, little bit about the plus courses and our iconic courses. We are providing plus courses, that is for 12 months, 24 months and also for 36 months. So the plus subscription, under the plus subscription you will be getting a classroom experience through our live classes, the test series, unlimited practice and structured schedule. For the 12 months it's 49,500 for the plus courses, for 24 months 72,000 and 36 months 90,000. And if you are preparing for 2022, I will highly recommend you to take a 24 months package, which will be helpful for you. And we also have an iconic subscription apart from the plus subscription. So apart from the features available for plus subscription, the iconic subscription provides you with a personal coach who will be a mentor, who will be assigned to you to help you prepare for the exam. And there will also be a study planner, expert guidelines and mains test series. So you can join for either the iconic courses and plus courses depending on your demand and your plans. So you can use my coupon code, that is Joicy10, Joicy 10, in order to avail a 10% discount on your subscriptions to iconic and plus courses. So for example, if suppose the 24 months course, it comes at 72,000 rupees. So if you are subscribing for that, you can apply my coupon code Joicy10, you will get it for 64,800. Similarly, the 6 months, 12 months and 36 months also, you will get it at discounted rates. You will get a flat 10% offer or discount on the subscriptions using my coupon code Joicy10. Now about the special classes that we provide on our Plus platform, special classes. So these special classes, it's free. So free special classes, free test series and free live quizzes are available. And to unlock the special classes, you can again use my code, that is Joicy10. So I will also be handling a few special classes on our Plus platform. So you can avail the special classes using my code, that is Joicy10, Joicy 10. And these are the free learning platforms of Unacademy. So Telegram channel, YouTube channel, you can subscribe to them. Now let's come to the topic of discussion for today. We will be discussing MCC, or the Model Code of Conduct. As I said, it will be based on a current event that has happened recently. So the current affair based on which we will be discussing about the MCC. So first let's see what is the current news related to it. As you all must be aware, in many states recently the local elections have taken place, the elections to the panchayats and the municipalities. So MCC, or the Model Code of Conduct, is applicable for every elections that take place in the country, and similarly for these local elections also the MCC was applicable. So that is the current affair, and let's see in specific what has happened. The State Election Commissioner. So we know that there is a Central Election Commission, or what we generally call as the Election Commission, who is a central authority who will be taking up, or who will be responsible for holding the elections to the Parliament and to the state legislative assemblies. But after the 73rd and the 74th Amendment Acts, we have the State Election Commissioners as well. So the responsibility of the State Election Commissioners is to hold the elections to the municipalities and to the panchayats, that is to the local bodies. So the State Election Commissioner or the Commission of the State of Kerala has sought an explanation from the Chief Minister of Kerala regarding the violation of the Model Code of Conduct. So this violation of the Model Code of Conduct has taken place in Kerala. Let's quickly see what has happened. Then we will come to the concept. We will see what is Model Code of Conduct, how it's being applied, and what are the violations, what are the cases of violations. So the issue is over the recent announcement made by the Chief Minister of Kerala that the COVID-19 vaccine will be provided free of cost in Kerala. So this is a Model Code of Conduct violation. Why? Because the Model Code of Conduct stipulates that no such promises should be made or such schemes should be announced during the election time. So we'll come to it. We'll see what is MCC. Then you will get an idea regarding that. So this was the issue, and the Chief Minister made the announcement of the free COVID-19 vaccine prior to the third phase of the local polls or local body polls in the state. So that is why it is counted as a violation of the Model Code of Conduct. Now this is just the current affair, and you need to know what has happened, but for your examination what is more important is the concept. You need to know what is the concept, and UPSC always tries to get to know whether you know the concept or not just about mugging up the facts. So we'll come to the concept. So first we will see what is Model Code of Conduct. Basically it's a set of guidelines issued by the Election Commission. So here two things are important. What is MCC and who gives or who issues the MCC? So MCC or the Model Code of Conduct, it's a set of guidelines. It is a guidelines given by the Election Commission. So the guidelines are issued by the Election Commission. And what is the purpose of MCC or why the guidelines are given? This is to regulate political parties and candidates prior to the elections. So purpose is to regulate the political parties and the candidates who are contesting in the elections prior to the elections. Now, how is the MCC originated? So what is the background at which the Model Code of Conduct has come up? Article 324 of the Constitution provides that the Election Commission has the mandate, that is, it is the responsibility and duty of the Election Commission to conduct free and fair elections to the Parliament and to the state legislatures. So it is according to the Constitution which mandates that the Election Commission, being a constitutional body, has the authority or responsibility to conduct free and fair elections to the Parliament and the state legislatures. Elections are the backbone of democracy because it is through the elections the people try to represent themselves in a democratic setup. So elections are considered to be the backbone of a democracy, and therefore free and fair elections, it is an integral part of a true democracy. And therefore we can say that the Election Commission is a very important body because the Constitution itself mandates that the Election Commission is responsible for the conduct of free and fair elections to the Parliament and to the state legislatures. And the MCC, the Model Code of Conduct, spells out the do's and don'ts for the elections. So as we said, it's a set of guidelines, and what this guidelines says is about the do's and don'ts for the elections. What can be done and what cannot be done for the elections. The guidelines are chiefly regarding speeches, polling booths, polling day conduct, election manifestos, processions and conduct in general. So this is what MCC is all about. The guidelines, it is regarding the speeches, that is the speeches made by the candidates, the political leaders of the political parties, etc. Regarding the polling booths, the conduct that has to be maintained on the day of the polling, the election manifestos, the processions and the conduct of the candidates and the political parties in general. And it comes into effect as soon as the election schedule is announced by the EC. This point is very important. So this point tells you when does the MCC or when does the Model Code of Conduct comes into effect. The MCC comes into effect as soon as the election schedule is announced by the Election Commission. So Election Commission is the authority which announces the schedule of the elections. So Election Commission announces the election schedule, and as soon as the election schedule is announced by the Election Commission, the MCC automatically comes into effect. And it is not statutory. This is a very important point because many of you must be confused whether the MCC is statutory or not. So here two things are important. One, what is meant by statutory? Second question that comes up here is, if it is not statutory, why it's very strict? So why there is a strict enforcement if it is not statutory? So these two questions needs to be addressed. First one, what is meant by statutory? Statutory means nothing but something that is backed up by law. So anything that is backed up by a law or which is a law in itself in nature is called statutory. So basically statutory means any law passed by the Parliament or the legislature, it becomes statutory or it becomes a law of the land. Now it is not statutory means it does not have a backing of the parliamentary law or any legislation passed by the Parliament. Therefore, if it is not statutory, it cannot be enforced by law. This is the most important point. It cannot be enforced by law. Suppose there is a violation of the Model Code of Conduct, then it cannot be enforced by the law. It cannot be enforced by the law. This is the meaning of statutory. Now, if it cannot be enforced by law, why there is a strict implementation or enforcement of the MCC? So, the implementation of MCC is monitored by the Election Commission. Now, the Constitution grants the Election Commission every power and authority in order to hold free and fair elections. And we have seen that Article 324 of the Constitution mandates the Election Commission that free and fair elections needs to be carried out by the Election Commission, and it's a responsibility of the Election Commission. So even though the MCC is not statutory, or even though it cannot be enforced by the law, why there is a strict implementation or strict enforcement of the MCC is because it comes within the authority of the Election Commission, and within the ambit of the authority of Election Commission comes the authority given by the Constitution to the Election Commission for the conduct of free and fair elections. And within the scope of conducting free and fair elections, Election Commission can take up action against the violation of Model Code of Conduct, even though it's not enforceable by law of the land, even though it's not statutory. I hope this point is clear for you. Now, again, we have seen that the current affair is related to the state of Kerala, where there was a violation of the Model Code of Conduct. If we look into the history of the Model Code of Conduct, again, Kerala is the first state to implement the Model Code of Conduct in the year 1960. So, in the 1960 elections, it was Kerala which was the first state, the very first state in the country to implement the Model Code of Conduct. This is again a very important point. So, please do not forget these two things. One, when does the MCC comes into effect? It comes into effect soon after the schedule is announced by the Election Commission. Second one, it's not statutory. The Election Commission derives the powers from the constitutional mandate that it can conduct or it can hold free and fair elections, and Election Commission is responsible for that. Now, what are the things that comes under the Model Code of Conduct? First one, the government bodies are prohibited from participating in any recruitment process. So, government bodies cannot do any recruitment or carry out any recruitment process during the Model Code of Conduct enforcement period. Second one, the government does not introduce any new ground for projects or public initiatives. So, government means the ruling party. Basically, government refers to the ruling party because the ruling party candidates are also participating in the elections. So, ruling party or the government cannot introduce any new ground or for projects or any public initiatives. Third one, the election campaign rallies and the road shows must not affect the road traffic and the general public. So, when there is a procession or any rally or road show, it should not affect the traffic, and also it should not disturb the normal life of the public, of the general public. So, it should not distract the normal life of general public. Now, fourth point, contesting candidates and their campaigners should not disturb the freedom of roadshows of their opponent candidates. So, the opponent candidates should not be distracted by the other contesting candidates. Now, regarding the legal enforcement of MCC, Model Code of Conduct, the provisions of the MCC may be enforced through invoking corresponding provisions in other statutes. Why? Because it's not statutory in nature, therefore it does not comes up with a legal backing. So, it cannot be enforced as such by its own. But even though it cannot be enforced by itself, the provisions of the MCC, the provisions that comes under the Model Code of Conduct can be enforced through invoking the corresponding provisions of other statutes. I'll give you an example. For example, if a candidate or a political party is disrupting the opposite party or opponent, what will happen here? The candidate or the political party that is disrupting the opposition can be booked under certain provisions of IPC, like disturbing the general public life or normalcy. So, these charges can be framed from other statutes. That is, even though there is no such MCC act in the sense that there is no statute as such, the other statutes can be applied here. It can be enforced. Again, the IPC, Indian Penal Code of 1860, the Code of CRPC, that is a Code of Criminal Procedure of 1973, and the RPA, Representation of People Act of 1951. These provisions from these acts can be used for enforcement of the MCC. So, MCC, the Model Code of Conduct, can be enforced using the provisions of these acts. And joint task forces of the enforcement agencies and the flying squads also ensure the enforcement of the MCC. And very important is the C-Vigil mobile application. The introduction of the C-Vigil mobile application has also strengthened the scope of MCC. How does the C-Vigil mobile application work? Any citizen, including you and me, you can upload any such incidents of MCC violation. If you come across any of the situations where the MCC Model Code of Conduct is violated, you can upload them in the C-Vigil mobile application. This is a participatory approach where the citizens are also made a part of the implementation of the MCC. So, C-Vigil mobile application, please do keep in mind. So, it's related to enforcement of MCC, where the general public can also participate in the enforcement of Model Code of Conduct. Now, regarding C-Vigil, it's a user-friendly and easy to operate Android application, and the purpose is to report the MCC violations during the elections. So, why the C-Vigil was introduced? This is to report the violations of Model Code of Conduct during the elections. The citizens can immediately report on incidents of misconduct within minutes of having witnessed them and without having to rush to the office of the returning officer. Otherwise, what has to be done? The citizens have to file their complaints with the returning officer. But now, with the introduction of C-Vigil, they can immediately report the incidents of misconduct in their mobile application itself. So, how it can be done? The citizens can either click a picture or record a video of the misconduct or the violation of model code and upload them on the application. So, it has made it more easy, more transparent and convenient for the people or the public. Automated location mapping will be done by the app using the GIS. So, the automatic location mapping will also be done by the application. So, this is the use of ICT in the implementation of Model Code of Conduct. We can say that C-Vigil, it's an initiative where the ICT, information and communication technology, is being used, or how it can be harnessed. So, this is all about the MCC from your prelims perspective and your mains perspective. Now, regarding the plus courses and the iconic courses, once again, we have 12 months, 24 months and 36 months plus subscription. And the highlights of the plus subscription includes the live classes, which will give you a classroom experience, the test series, unlimited practice and the structured schedule. You can either go for a 12-month subscription, 24-month subscription or 36-month subscription. And we also have iconic subscription. Again, apart from the features that are available for the plus subscription, iconic subscription provides you with a personal coach who will be your mentor, who will help you throughout your preparation. There will be a study planner, expert guidelines and mains test series also with the iconic subscription. You can either subscribe for iconic or plus subscription, and you can use my coupon code Joicy10. So, using this coupon code, you will get a 10% extra off or discount on the subscriptions. So, 12-month subscription comes at 49,500. You can use my coupon code, which will make it 44,500. 24-month subscription at 72,000 and it will come at 64,800, and 36 months at 90,000, which will be at 81,000 if you apply the coupon code. So, that is all for today. I'll meet you again tomorrow with another topic. So, we will be discussing another important polity topic tomorrow, the same time 9 p.m. on this channel. And I also have a series going on in the other channel, Unacademy Articulate, which will be at 8 o'clock, and that will be Economy of the Day, where I'll be coming up with an important economic topic or topic related to Indian economy, which needs to be discussed from your examination perspective. I wish you all the very best. Thank you so much for watching and stay blessed.